Alright, it's Kubera time. Picking up from where I left off last time, right after Ash's arrest. Yeah. Let's just go. But, well, before we just go, if you're new, hit the sub button, be really appreciated. Notification bell, like, comment, you know, usual YouTube stuff, and stick around to the end because watch time's also really good, you know. Do me a favor. It'd be great. I mean, you don't have to, it's up to you, but yeah, I'd appreciate it. So anyway, God. I am a fucking sellout. I'm not a sellout, I'm just shameless. Not a sellout yet. Anyway, right, Kubera. Isn't that Ron? I heard he just became a AA. Since his magic exam score was so high. Will you participate in Ash's trial? It may be hard to accept, but that's the current situation. Among the 32 cases for which Asha was designated the prime suspect, 29 of them were deemed accidental killings, and the remaining 3 cases ended up being unsolved because of insufficient evidence. But, after investigating the cases recently, all 32 of them had something in common. There was a clear motive for the murder. Plenty of evidence to support this. Yeah, Lee's is, something has clicked, it would appear. I mean, unsurprisingly. You said it was the name of a god, right? That's right. The name of a god. All 32 people. These are times when I would kind of wish I had a webcam, because oh boy, the smile I had on my face reading that line in my head before I'm saying it. Oh, had the name Kubera. Part 2, episode 129, Falling Petals 3. Claude? No, he hasn't been here. Then where has he gone? Looked everywhere in the city that he might have gone. There are no records of him exiting the checkpoint either. Couldn't he have just left without passing through the checkpoint? He used to do that sometimes at Rinhallow, so that people wouldn't find out right away that he had left. Isn't he going to help us at all in this in a mess like this? No, he smuggled himself onto a plane. Well, smuggled himself. He was on the transport ship going to Aero Plateau. Wait, I think Claude wrote this. He didn't even leave a message for me, so why would he leave a note here? Hey hon, why don't you put your name on the do not resurrect list now? I strongly recommend that you look into the truth of the Vishnu spells and seriously consider it. If Sierra shows up, tell him that I've got to do some part-time work. I'll buy him a drink when I get paid. A drink? What a load of crap. When I meet him, I'll punch his jaw right off. Sierra, go and vent your anger in your own temple. Claude, what are you doing here? What do you mean? Can't I be here? I have a right to attend the Grand Magician's Conference too. Claude Yui. My fucking guy. I love this motherfucker. Like, straight up. He's based. He is very enjoyable to have around. I'm not questioning about your qualifications. I asked you why you're here. Where the heck did you take a Where the heck did you take a transport ship? Okay. Yeah, okay. That just about makes sense. In Calibloom. I didn't originally intend on taking the ship, but I fell asleep on the ship as I was loading a gift onto it that I wanted to give to Asha. When I opened my eyes, I found myself on Aero Plateau. Wow, this view is sick. This is such a cool city. Did you know that Aero Plateau is the 5th? I have a list of 100 best travel destinations for healing yourself. This was the only place where a city itself was ranked. Remarkable. Hey, Claude, did you come here for a tour or something? It's better to be attending a meeting here than messing around in Calibloom, though. Natasha Ross, pureblood, 37 years old. She does not look 30. She looks very good for 37. Professor of Magic at Eloth University. Formerly the top candidate for Priestess of Fire, Magic rank A. 13th place Magic ranking. I don't know why I struggled to read fucking 13th. 12th place before Ron was promoted to double A. Phew. I wish you had even half of Irie's personality. Oh, that was probably Claude saying that. Whew, I wish you had even half of Irie's personality. I don't know, maybe. Fuck it. Claude, how is it that you haven't grown at all since university? Are you even going to attend the meeting? Okay, right. I'm gonna say this name. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Erin Florassi. Oh god. I'm sure at the time that was written, that didn't. The meme. It wasn't. You know. Yeah. Anyway, Professor of Magic at East University. Magic ranking A, 15th place. Magic ranking 14th before Ron was promoted to AA. Ah. Yeah. Well. I hear that Saha is going to bring... I love that he just fucking moves on. Is going to bring up Ashurahiro's accidental manslaughter incident for discussion at the meeting. So, I was wondering if I could be of some help. We don't need your help, so just forget it. Oh, that was probably Saha saying that. Ron is the only AA whose help I need for this trial. I'm not speaking to any other AA until the trial is over, because the other AAs might be biased, or they might be on it. Whereas Ron is an exception because he's just been promoted, so he has the say of a AA without potentially being in on it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to help with the trial. I'm talking about after the trial. If those 3 unsolved cases are confirmed to be murders, she could even get the death penalty. Have you found an executioner? Most people don't want to be the executioner. So isn't it nice if someone volunteers to do it? I fucking love you. Asha? It's not true, right? You've been framed. You've been killing people with the name of a god? It's ridiculous. Then what about me, Asha? Why am I still alive? You had plenty of chances to kill me, but you didn't. You protected me, even while knowing my real name. You said that you would protect me. Something is wrong. There's been a misunderstanding. Tell them your side of the story. I'll help you. I'll help you clear your name, so just... Say that it's not true. Say that it's not true. Tell me that you didn't kill those people on purpose. Tell me. Just keep your mouth shut. Tell me it's all a lie. Please. Do you think it was a coincidence that I happened to be passing by your village at that time? Why would I be in some remote village in the middle of nowhere? I was looking for people with the god's name. The Sura are also looking for people named after the god. If I find them first, only one person dies. If the Suras find them first, the entire village gets destroyed. When you think about it, Lise, if you had died earlier, your village probably wouldn't have been as damaged as it was. In the way that it was. I don't know why I struggled to read that and then read it fine in a way that made sense and then went back to read it again. I don't know. I'm losing my fucking mind. Christ. Think whatever you like about the fact that I didn't kill any of you and brought you all the way here. Either in a positive way or a negative way. The result of that trust, and whatever guilt you'll feel afterward. It's all on you. If you're wondering how I think this is going to go, I've answered a couple of, well, 2 people, I think, off the top of my head. I've asked in the comments of the last video, so you can go look at that. And look at the comments. You'll see a reply from moi. And, yeah, you'll see what I think is going to go on with this. Or at least vaguely, because obviously I don't know a huge amount of details. If I find them first, only one person dies. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's understandable that Lise will react like that. Yeah, it's rough. The fuck? Oh, the fuck is that on my screen? Is that water? I don't know. Unimportant. Anyway. Before the Grand Magician's Conference began, Ash's magic usage records were examined. The estimated time of death, places, and causes of death of the 29 incidents deemed as accidental killings all matched Ash's records of deadly magic use, so they were clearly proven to be murders. And although there was differences in the time frame for the 3 remaining unsolved cases, Asha could have easily tampered with the evidence if she used Hoti Vishnu. At the time, Hoti Vishnu was thought to be impossible to use, so they did not check the records. Thus, in order for her to be declared guilty of the unresolved cases, all that remained was a confirmation of Asha's records of her usage of Hoti Vishnu during that period. A bunch of numbers that mean fucking nothing to me. Well, they have meaning, but I'm not going to decipher it. And as a result of the inspection of her Hoti Vishnu usage records, Asha was confirmed to have used Hoti Vishnu more than 1,000 times since she entered the planet Wilvrave in the year N5. Ultimately, all of the unsolved cases were declared to have been intentional murders. And then, the Grand Magician's Conference only had to determine sentence. I don't think they're gonna kill Asha. But it'd be fucking brilliant if they did, storytelling-wise at least. Part 2, episode 130, Falling Petals 4. I'm gonna read this the way it's written because the graphic design. Well, Grand Magician's Conference, come! Magic ranking 100th place or less may enter main hall of Sky Tower. Fix this old piece of junk for me. It's a pain to be writing this. Ari Yui. So pretty. Jeez, you're so demanding. You normally would have to take a transport ship from Caliblamarillo to get to our plateau. Just be grateful that you were able to come here directly from a Terra. Quit complaining when my car is the only reason that you were able to get here before the meeting starts. A car from the fucking ground to the sky. That's Roosh. Hello. You're much nicer than your sister, but you're also dumb. Kind of. Lorraine Ratia. Ratia. Hey, hold on. You can't take credit for everything. My teleportation was a big part of the reason you were able to cut down on the travel time, you know? Roosh Saren. Yeah, I give you credit. I give you 30% of the credit, Roosh. All that girl with the big butt did was take up 1.5 seats on the way here. I'm gonna remain silent on the matter of that speech bubble. Plus, since you can't use Kubera magic here, doesn't that make that Kubera magic expert just a high-ranked pushover? Excuse me. I can hear both of you. She'll beat your shit in. She'd probably beat their shit in if they weren't here. Now, we don't have time to bum around. We should go and prepare for the meeting in advance. But why do I see so many halves around here? Halves? Ah, you're right. I wonder why there are so many of them here. Strange. Halves don't usually come here since people in Aero Plateau don't have a very good perception of them. And they can't even use magic, so it's not like they're here to attend the meeting either. Oh no. Oh no. This does not bode well. I asked some of them, they said they were here for the meeting though. They're here as witnesses for Ash's trial. I'm not sure what they're testifying for, but anyway, Saha is vouching for all of them. Saha? What are you doing? Crap. Why are so many of them halves? Came all the way here and now I have to put up with all of these halves flocking about. This sucks. Should I bump into one of them, pick a fight? Hold on, don't bother them over nothing. Saha vouched for them to be here. Saha? Then, are these halves going to testify against Asha? Then I'll leave them be. After all, I came all the way here because I hold a grudge for not being at Asha's trial for the accidental manslaughters. Is that Ron? I thought he had a phobia of halves. Yeah, that's him sitting Him sitting among all those halves. I guess he's overcome his phobia a little. No. No, he is not. But he doesn't have a choice, since they are also in this room. I guess not. How can he still be cowering in fear of halves when he's a double A now? It's just pathetic. He's more than capable of easily wiping out all the halves here by himself if he chose to. I heard it's because of a trauma from the Great Upheaval. Isn't he just being weird, though? It's not like he's the only guy who was assaulted by halves back then. He's just mentally weak. I lost my parents, husband, and child to the halves that I vouched for, but I don't despise them, not fear them. Natasha. If he doesn't get over his little problem, he'll be nothing but a joke for the rest of his life. How many people out there would be willing to accept a pathetic disorder like that with the world the way it is? Unless it were his close family members. Excuse me, please let me pass. Hey, isn't she... Ron? It's alright. It's okay now. So, you don't need to be afraid. That's sweet. That's sweet. Aww. That's really wholesome. Aww. That's a really nice break from how morbid this entire situation is going to be. Aww. You're the one who's too busy to help me with... I don't know who's saying that first line. I assume it's... Yeah, it's Ron. You're the one who was too busy to help me with my graduation project. Looks like you got more time on your hands now, Professor. It's a shame, it's pretty far from Misty Shore to our plateau. What happened to the guy who was crying just a minute ago? Huan and Eileen said that they would look after Misty Shore, and since I'm a fairly high-ranked magician in Misty Shore, I came on their behalf. Rana Ramia. She's got a glow up. Fucking hell. Holy. She's looking fucking nice. After working all day during the semester, the only thing you take time off for is to attend a meeting. I can't talk properly because of my settings and pop filter. I don't know if you even heard me try. When are you ever gonna get a boyfriend? You'll be 30 before you know it. You want to talk for someone who's 10 years older than me. The quarter's age is just a number, even now. I look like a magic student if I put a uniform on. I got hiccups. I drank some water. Now I'm suffering. Let me drink some more. I'm sure that'll help. Oh, it's out of arm's reach. Delicious. Make sure to stay hydrated, folks. You may get older more slowly, but you still can't stop it. Eventually, you'll get old too and become an old man. But in my case, I can stop right here and not get any older. What do you mean, not getting any older? Are you still half asleep? Are you jet lagged? Forget it. There's something I can get if I go back to Misty Shore with you after the meeting is over. What is it? What on earth could it be for me? Oh, come on, Ron. Huh? What is it? What on earth could it be for me to have to go with you in order for you to get it? That's an awful sentence to, like, try and speak. I'll tell you later. After the meeting is over. Anyway, congratulations on your graduation and your AA promotion. You're starting to look a bit cool now that you're finally out of school. Huh. I know I shouldn't laugh, but I haven't had anything to laugh about lately, so seeing your silly face makes me laugh. Whose silly face? Rana. I really wish I could just go back to when I was in Misty Shore. If I hadn't started breaking through the waterways, I wouldn't have had to get stuck in the middle of all of this. What will happen in the trial? I'm not sure if anyone would stick up for Asha after seeing all that evidence. 15 minutes until the Grand Magician's Conference begins. Any high rankers from 1st to 100th place who has not entered yet, please make haste to enter the main hall. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, we're getting 3. I'm not fucking leaving it there. I need more. I need fucking more. I need oodles more. Part of me is tempted to do a stupid long video, but I know that that's bad for watch. Like, watch. Meha is defending her. Yes, apparently Urha is also by her side. I'm not entirely sure, but knowing how he'll do anything for his daughter, he probably will. It doesn't matter. It's clear on what basis they're going to defend her. But your testimony, alone as a witness from cards, is enough. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. Mr. Saha! I need to talk to you for a minute. We'll talk after the meeting. He still acts all polite in public. He just likes him so much, why not just break off the engagement? It won't do any good to talk after the meeting. What are all those halves here for? Why are there some of those halves here? No one has guessed the reason yet? Can you? That's not what I mean. I'm asking you because I don't know. I clearly refused when Asha came to ask me for permission to use the life search system. What? I feel like... I'm confused about that bubble there, but okay. The condition was that she needed permission from every AA, so at the time, when I refused, she shouldn't have been able to use the life search system. But after that, Asha got her hands on the results of the search system, and she used those results for murder. Another AA searched on Asha's behalf. Okay, now I comprehend. Are you suspecting me right now? Lila and Claude are both possible candidates. I'm not just suspecting you. Anyway, if this is such an important issue, you could have talked to me about it before. Even if you suspect me, you could have at least... We're engaged after all. Keeping public and private affairs separate is a leader's most important virtue, Lorraine. If you're curious about something, you'll hear about it in the conference hall. How crafty of you to try and use your position as his fiancé at times like this, after running away to Atera because you didn't want to marry him. You should have just said yes and got him married. Who knows? Maybe he would have made exceptions if you two were married. Oh, that expression is, Lorraine? What do you know? What have you done, Lorraine? Tell us! Part 2, episode 131, Falling Petals 5. 28 incidents occurred over a 4-year period from the year N7 to N10, and following a year-long period without any incidents. The 29th case occurred in N12. Asha was arrested for this 29th incident, the reason being that she received her magic license in N11. It was easy to track her from the Magic Guild since she holds a magic license, and while examining the magic records for the investigation of the case, the other 28 cases also came to light. Here's one question that comes to mind. Why would Asha have tried to get her magic license in spite of the danger of the other 28 incidents being revealed? Breathe, you fucking fool. How many times, in how many videos, is it going to take before I do, like, long blocks of text and breathe in them? Like, oh my god. Learn to breathe while reading. Christ, man. That's because she didn't know the location of her 29th target. The previous 28 people were all in places that she knew of. The locations of the last person had changed. That's why Asha earned her AA rank magic privileges in an attempt to use the life search system. Now, as you can probably guess from what you've heard so far, Asha's motive for murder was a name. I have some strong evidence here to support this, too. The original name of the victims whom Asha killed were all Kubera. They all had the same name? And the name of a god at that? How on earth? But Asha was not promoted to AA in the end. How did she use the search system? Ron? Is this what you were worried about? It really is shocking. no. This is just the beginning. There are even records from that time of Asha threatening the examiner in an attempt to obtain her AA rank, but she didn't end up getting it because she didn't take the barrier test. There's no way of telling how Asha managed to get her hands on the results of the life search system after that, but in the year end 12, there were records of every AA logging into the system except Saha. Claude, Lila, and Lorraine. It appears that one of these three searched the name Kubera and shared the results with Asha, although I'll have to look more into this. Anyway, it's joking on me and joking on air. Ugh. Anyway, Asha's murders did not end with a 29th case. The screen shows the results of searching the name Kubera in N11. I've got the hiccups. Oh no. Okay, there we are. This screen shows the results of searching the name Kubera in N11. As you can see, there were over 30 people with this name at the time. But if Asha, having already received a sentence of accidental manslaughter, were to kill someone again and be arrested, it would not have ended with just a penalty that time. Which is why she chose to use Hodi Vishnu. Asha used Hodi Vishnu to manipulate the evidence and successfully avoid being on the list of suspects after the 30th incident. This is when the 3 unsolved cases occurred. You can see that she used Hodi Vishnu to manipulate evidence in the record of Hodi Vishnu use from that time. Oh my god, Asha, this is so shocking. Why would she do that? Having vanished after the 3 unsolved cases, Asha showed herself again in a terror on the 10th month of N15. But my guess is that another murder occurred before this disappearance, which has still not come to light. On what basis? I'm interested. I mean, it's not like whether this claim here is false or not changes anything. I'm just interested on what basis she assumes there was a 4th one. Does the defendant's attorney wish to say anything in rebuttal to what has been said so far? No. I acknowledge all of the charges. It's true that she committed premeditated murder against people with the god's name. That a AA performed a life search on her behalf, and that there was another murder while she was in hiding. Wait, so all of that is true? I voted for her in the accidental manslaughter, but why people with the god's name? Curry popcorn, really, Claude? What on earth is Mira here to defend her for? However, everyone, we need to think about the reason that Asha killed these people. If Asha is simply a hideous murderer, then why on earth would she come all the way to Air Plateau and let everyone be captured? How did I say everyone? That says herself. Be captured without any resistance. Now, what you see here is the life search results from the year N11. As was explained before, these are the locations of the Kuberas after killing the 28th person, and the 29th one could not be found. Here, the 29th person, who died at the start of year end 12, was in Eloth. It must be one of these 2 dots. These 2 here in Eloth. I will now erase one of the 2 dots. The 3 people who died in the unsolved murder case are these 3 dots in southwest Eloth. And, well, there would have been more murders after that, but there's no way for me to know exactly where they were, so I will omit it for now. What I want to show you all is this part. Huh? What's she doing? It looks like she's erasing almost all of them. All the spots that I have marked with an X are areas destroyed by Sura attacks. As any high rankers here will know, these were the so-called Red Sky incidents. I see. I think I see where this is going. They're going to try and say that there were murders done in the name of the greater good. I assume that is the angle Miha is going for here. Asha knew that these Red Sky incidents were going to occur, because she met a god and received an oracle when she was in Kart. Oracle? Asha received an oracle? Really? Can we trust that? Look, let's just keep listening for now. Asha knew that the Sura were after people named Kubera, and she also knew that the Red Sky incidents would cause even greater damage if she let them live. So, she found and eliminated these people in advance, who would have been a source of trouble as a result. In places where Asha hunted down and killed someone, the number of sacrifices were minimized to just one, whereas places where Asha could not find the people named Kubera ended up being destroyed completely. I do not deny the fact of Asha's murder itself, but her murders were not for personal reasons. Rather, they were for the sake of saving many lives. That is why, in consideration of this purpose of hers, I feel that her sentence must be decided upon leniently. That does make sense, but still, it's murder. Wait, then why didn't Asha discuss this with anyone before? Why would she make a decision about a matter which involves the lives of countless people without... on what authority? That's a good question. Why did Asha decide on her own without telling anyone else? It was for your sake, everyone. If Asha had told us about this in advance, it would have led to a long dispute over the issue of whether to track down and kill the people named Kubera, or to try to protect them even if it leads to greater danger. And, as a result of that dispute, whether we sacrifice the few or the many, sacrifice the few for the many, or the many for the few, we would have all shared the guilt for that. But Asha carried this guilt all by herself. In exchange for not telling us and getting her own hands dirty by committing murder, she alone was burdened with the guilt that we all should have shared and chose to become a murderer. If that was her intention, then it's not a bad thing. Look, murder's bad. No, murder's just simply bad. However, the ends do somewhat, well, they do justify the means, but murder's still bad. I will finish my statement here. I hope you will give Asha a favorable sentence for her just cause. She shouldn't be executed. Yeah! What's Saha gonna pull out here? Well, Irie, what do you think? Does Miho's statement seem right to you? No. Something strange. Why is everyone agreeing with her? This is not a just cause. This is so not right. If it were me, I wouldn't have done it. Making up some plausible excuse to cover up her actions does not make her original intent disappear. Lilia, bring in the halves. What are those halves? What are halves doing in this meeting? Let me ask you, does killing a half count as murder? No, of course not. It's not legally considered a murder yet. That's right. Killing a half isn't legally a murder yet. This also applies to the halves that Asha killed. The 29 accidental manslaughter cases didn't include halves. These are acquaintances of the halves that Asha killed. They are friends and family, remembering their buried loved ones whose deaths were not treated as murders. Now, I'm going to talk to you. Talk about what Asha used Holy Vishnu 1,000 times for, as well as how she managed to acquire her remarkable magic ability. We're at 35 minutes. But I really, really want to read one more chapter. That's right, boys. When was the last time I did 4 episodes of Kubera? I definitely have done it. It's been a goddamn long time. I know I said at the beginning, I love that I said at the beginning, to watch to the end, and now I'm pulling a fucking probably 40+ minute video. I'm so sorry. But hey, look, I really want to read. This is actually really interesting. Asha's divine affinity is known to be 515, but that's also because old testing devices can only measure up to 4 digits. Her real divine affinity is 10,515. This number wasn't accepted properly, since it's so extremely different from most magicians, but there are several other people whose divine affinity has been recorded low, so this in itself is not terribly unusual. A representative example is Jabril Ashas, deceased 10 years ago, who had an actual divine affinity of over 10,000. I knew about that. Really? I've never heard that before. I'll see, when you think about the powers of her magic, it makes no sense her divine affinity would be so low. She probably even killed Ashas on her own. Divine affinity is almost entirely inborn, and even if you try to train it, its effects are minimal. You could equip a godly item, but if the item is detected by the testing device, you fail the test. So common sense tells us Ash's divine affinity must have been high since she was a child. However, breathe, you fucking fool. That's twice already. That's twice in this video I've had to remind myself about the importance of oxygen. Hello everyone. I'm Lilia Shu, the branch president of Air Plateau's Magic Guild. I'm from the planet Kart, and I was second best in my class from the time I entered EO. Oh fuck, I've just realized where this is going. For the time I entered EOS, the only magic academy on Kart until my graduation. Mirha's sweating. She's so pretty, look at her. Head pads. Anyway. The person who entered the school with me, and was top of our class the entire time, is the priestess Mirha, sitting right over there. As all of you know, Asha is also from the planet Kart. Asha was remarkably intelligent, surprising everyone at the Magic Academy by memorizing all 400 areas of the Kart waterway system at just 7 years old. Now, how are Asha's grades at the Academy? First place? She was just said Mirha and Lila. Her name's been listed differently. Yeah, Lilia. Now Lila. Interesting. The top two. Oh, right, then third place? You probably all expected her grades to be high, but unfortunately, Asha never even entered the Magic Academy. She got a perfect score on the written exam, but she couldn't meet the basic entrance requirement, Divine Affinity of 300. Yeah. Oh no. But yeah, she killed Hobbs to do it, to get her magic affinity to be high, however that works. You know, it's not murder yet, unless you make it a law, but then punishing someone for crimes they committed before it was illegal is a bit fucked, but you know, it is what it is. Part 2, episode 132, Falling Petals 6. You may be thinking, maybe her divine affinity was over 10,000 back then as well, but it was displayed wrong. But that isn't so. Asha really had almost no divine affinity. Her magical powers were just as terrible as her low divine affinity, too. Isn't that right, Priestess Mirha? Please answer truthfully, Mirha. We can get more witnesses from Kart, and some of them would be officials from the EOS Magic Academy. It's true. Asha had almost no magical abilities at the time, so she chose a career as a scholar instead of as a magician, and she entered a regular academy instead of the Magic Academy. Look at Claude's smirk. Thank you for answering, Priestess Mirha. Oh no. Ultimately, this means that Asha used some unknown method to increase her divine affinity to over 10,000. These are the records of Asha's Holy Vishnu uses. After almost sporadic use until N6, the uses increased dramatically starting in N7. There are a lot of records of her using it several times in a row in the same places. What could Asha have been doing at the time? It's pretty clear what she was doing. Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, That's really bad. That's really fucking bad. Oh no. This is fucking brilliant though. I'm loving this. The halves here will testify regarding these dates, since these are the dates on which their families and friends were brutally slaughtered. Did you know that too? No, not that. If you look here, the target of the spell divide into two in almost the same location. One of them is herself. What the fuck? The other is the victims. This is evident when you compare these with the records of murderous spells examined at the trial for the accidental murders before. When you look at these records together, Asha practiced these lethal spells on halves, and her purpose in using Holy Vishnu at the time was to revive those who died more quickly than expected, as well as to reset her own number of spell uses when she ran out of spell uses during magic practice. Oh my fucking god. I think I'm figuring out. Oh my god. But since the number of Holy Vishnu uses and Ash's own magical energy cannot be reset, the time when each murder ended appeared to have probably been the time when she used up all of her Holy Vishnus for the day, or when she ran out of vigor. Practicing a spell by killing halves? It's terrible, and herself, bear in mind. Like, she was also killing herself, given what's explained above. That's terrible! She's not the only person who kills halves. Regardless of how she killed them, it's not exactly a murder. But would that really make her divine affinity go up? Question. I understand that Asha practiced magic using halves and brutally killed them, but what does that have to do with determining her sentence? Of course, I think that Asha should be severely punished, but that should only be because she killed humans, not halves. Her sentence should not be increased because of how she killed halves. Let's not lose sight of the focus of this case. Of course, I'm not trying to discuss her sentence based on the fact that she killed halves. However, it means that we could perhaps doubt Asha's just cause. As you can see here, Asha went from using Holy Vishnu less than 10 times a day at first, to using over 50 times daily. Just as the other deadly spells, her daily number of uses increases tremendously. It may be understandable in a real fight against high-rank Sura, but this growth speed seems much too drastic considering that she was practicing on halves. Was there something special about the halves who died? Everyone. It may hurt to say, but we absolutely need your testimony to properly punish the criminal. Please say the original name of the halves who died. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh no. Oh, no. That's right. Even the halves whom Asha killed were named after the god. The results of the life search showed that 61 Kuberas died from when Asha transferred here until the start of N12. Among those, 29 humans were registered as accidental deaths. The other 32 were halves, and even then, she was only punished for one of them on the charge of destruction of property because the half had a guarantor. The other 31 cases were not even reported. If halves were recognized as human beings in our society, this incident would have already come to light. But this isn't the time or place for discussing the human rights of halves, so I'll skip that. since I know that even those who really hate halves have their own suffering to account for. Now, no matter how many halves without guarantors that Asha killed, that itself is not a crime. But they were halves named after the god. Oh, this is Saha speaking. And Asha hunted down those specific halves named after the god to practice her magic. This has greater implications than just, like, what's going on with Asha. This has much, like, broader implications about the power of the name. I think I'm onto something. As a result, her daily spell uses and divine affinity grew rapidly. I'm not sure if Ash's attorney has anything to say about this. Does committing brutal murders for the sake of enhancing her personal magic abilities also count as a just cause? That's speculation. Having a name after a god is simply treated as blasphemy. It has no special influence on the individual. What basis is there for her magic ability increasing by killing them? Very good question. That's a sorrowful look. If that's how you feel, then let me tell you something. It may sound absurd, but you're the one who brought up the oracle first. And since neither of us can prove anything, you're free to believe whatever you like. I also received an oracle during the Great Upheaval. If we assume that Ash's oracle is true, then the god that I met would not be the same one that she met. Even gods have conflicts among themselves. The god I met was Surya, the god of light. At the time of the Great Upheaval, Surya was worried that his friend Kubera was in great danger, and he might even disappear. At the time, and he is actually fading out to this day, still at times, so that's not a baseless claim. We as the reader know that that's true. This is giving Saha's claim basis, but we don't have anything really to prove. Well, we know that Asha has met Vishnu, so we do have something to base Asha's claim, but... Oh, no. At the time, I wasn't sure how a crisis like that might occur, but now I think I understand. Kubera's power was split between the people named after him. Since Asha practiced spells on people with divine power, her magic abilities grew as quickly as if she practiced on high-rank Sura. And while the reason for the increase in her divine affinity is unclear, this would not be unrelated to divine power either. You may call it speculation, but between her sudden increase in ability from having no magical talent and Cart, and there's numerous instances of using deadly spells against halves named after the god, I'm not sure if there could be a more persuasive explanation for the relationship between the two. I don't buy this just cause about her wanting to reduce damage to people, either. The Sura killed Kuberas during the Red Sky incident, and Asha likewise hunted down and killed Kuberas. But isn't it strange? Asha, who supposedly did this for a just cause, has actually helped the Sura achieve their goal more quickly right now. We can't be sure of the Sura's exact purpose, but it's clear that by all of the Kuberas dying, something favorable to the Sura will happen. Hunting down and killing Kubera to try to reduce the imminent danger is only helping the Sura to achieve their goal more quickly. It would have been far more obvious to tell everyone about this in advance, and then use every means possible to stop the Sura after bringing the Kuberas inside the barrier. The fact that she single-handedly tracked down and killed the Kuberas in spite of this can only be seen as for the sake of improving her own magical abilities, as well as for helping the Sura achieve their goal more quickly. I'm not sure whether it's true. Wait. Okay. There's one plausible means of lightening Asha's sentence here. And that is Lee's. Because Asha has been, quote-unquote, protecting a Kubera, that saved a Kubera, has been fostering a Kubera. Oh, fucking hell. This gets so much more complicated. This is fantastic. I'm not sure whether it's true that she received an oracle from a god, or which god she received it from. But the gods only ever give us the right to choose. It is up to humans to make the final decision. Take responsibility for your own actions, Asha Rahiro. Please enter the meeting hall within 5 minutes of the final vote beginning. Those with a magic rank of less than 101 may participate in the final vote after reviewing the contents of the meeting. At first... Oh wait, hold on. At first, I bought into what Miha said, but after hearing Saha, it sounds like he's right. There were years before the Red Sky incident happened. If Asha could have told us in advance, we could have protected the Kubera, and the people living in the villages could have been evacuated. Those poor people died without us even knowing about it because she didn't tell anyone. If we had also known about the attack on the Terra in advance, we could have done something to prepare for it. Like recruiting the priest candidates. The whole thing about hiding it from us to reduce the damage seems like a lie. You see how Asha couldn't refute a single thing that he said? I thought she would have at least tried to defend herself. I voted for her during the accidental manslaughter trial because she was just an exemplary person and so young at the time. But then, are the Sura trying to attack Rinhala right now? Doing that because of the people named Kubera too? I wish we could see the recent results of the life search. There isn't anyone named Kubera here in the city, is there? No way. If there were, would Asha have just left them alone? Indeed. Would she? Would she have? This video's gone on for far too long, but I hope you've enjoyed. I fucking have. It's been nearly an hour, and this is probably going to take an eternity to upload and edit, but I do not care. This has been so much fun. This has been incredible. Anyway, with that out of the way, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I hope to control next time for another video. A ta-ta. But now...